Hi, this is Jerry again, and it's good to see you back here looking into the Proverbs. I got a question for you. Have you ever ignored a warning only to regret it later? Sometimes we learn that there are two ways of learning things. There's the hard way and the easy way. Learning from other people's mistakes really is the easy way of learning things. But learning from your own mistakes sometimes can be the hard way. Here's some words from the smartest man who ever lived. His name was King Solomon. He said, "He that keepeth the commandments keepeth his own soul, but he that despises his ways shall die." Now, paying attention to God's commandment isn't just about following a bunch of rules. It's about preserving your life, your soul. It's about well-being. Despising God's ways, treating them lightly, or living rebelliously leads to self-destruction, both physically and spiritually. Listen, you got to stop thinking the way that the world is thinking. Obedience is really protection. Keeping God's commandments guards your soul. Rejecting them puts your life at risk. For example, drunk driving, indulging in drugs, living promiscuously, rebellion, lying. The list just seems to go on and on. You might know a person or two that's living this way. Each one really has its consequences. King Solomon is saying that God's commandments are not just spiritual rules, they're instructions for life and safety. Just like our traffic laws, if you ignore them, you might feel a freeing, like going too fast on the expressway. It feels good at first, but it really can lead to danger. If not an accident, maybe even a ticket. Like running a red light or running a stop sign. Listen, here's some important things to think about. Obedience guards the soul. The Scriptures talk about he that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul. Obeying God's word builds character, builds wisdom, and eternal security. Let me tell you, them are the keys for a good life. Obedience is not bondage. It's spiritual self-care. Rebellion leads to ruin. It says, "But he that despises his ways shall die." To despise means to treat something like it's worthless. Many spiritual and even physical consequences come from a life that ignores King Solomon's Proverbs. God's commandments are really life-giving. They're not meant to restrict joy. They're meant to protect and to guide. Stop and think. What is your walk in life? What are you living for? What is your purpose for life? And let me tell you, you do indeed have one. You do have one for sure. A great man of the past, Plato, said the first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Self-discipline, obedience to truth, a higher strength, a power that you can have. Here's a great clue to the value of life. Don't be controlled by desires or by other people. You need to learn to be in control of yourself. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to your parents. You should indeed honor your mother and father. Ask yourself, is there an area in your life where you're resisting good guidance? The proverb that I just talked about will be on the screen coming up. Read it out loud if you can, and have a great day.